Has Alexa Bliss finally made it clear where she stands on the one question that's been hanging in the air since her return? WWE fans have been divided. Should she go back to the darkness? Should she rejoin the eerie legacy she helped build? Or should she continue carving her path solo, far away from the shadows of Bray Wyatt's world? This debate has raged since the moment she walked back through WWE's doors. But now, it's not just speculation. Alexa Bliss has spoken, and what she said might have just changed everything. There's no denying that Bliss is a major name in WWE. She's held multiple championships, headlined high-stakes matches, and reinvented herself time and time again. That's not easy to do in WWE's ever-changing environment. So when she took time off in 2023, the anticipation for her return started building almost immediately. But her absence coincided with a tragedy, one that shook the WWE Universe to its core. The death of Bray Wyatt in August 2023 sent shockwaves through fans and wrestlers alike. For Bliss, it wasn't just a loss of a coworker, it was a loss of someone she shared a deeply creative and personal bond with, and that made the speculation surrounding her return even more complicated. As the months passed, questions swirled. Would she return with a new character? Would she revisit her twisted persona that aligned with The Fiend? Or was WWE planning something even bolder, linking her to the newly formed Wyatt Six faction that emerged with a sinister, almost surreal vibe? Ever since the Wyatt Six made their debut, Bliss's name has been tied to the group in the minds of fans. The connection seemed natural, the eerie energy, the visual callbacks, the emotional ties. Fans saw the pieces and assumed they would soon be put together. And for a long time, Bliss remained silent. WWE didn't confirm anything. She didn't confirm anything, but during a recent appearance at Fanatic Fest, she finally addressed the elephant in the room, and she didn't dance around the question. She tackled it head-on. When asked whether she would consider joining the Wyatt Six, Bliss didn't hedge her answer. She referenced a private conversation with Bray Wyatt himself, saying, "I think Wyndham said it best when he said that we always will be connected in some way. Whether that's with the Wyatts or not, I'm not sure, but obviously, we're all in this Bray Wyatt universe together. I think it would be something that's awesome down the line, 100%. That was the moment. That one quote. It wasn't just a vague comment to stir up social media buzz. It was a full-blown endorsement of the possibility. Bliss didn't just leave the door open, she practically swung it wide. And naturally, the WWE fanbase erupted. Some saw it as confirmation that WWE is finally moving forward with long-rumored plans. Others saw it as a mistake in the making. Either way, the conversation is no longer based on just fantasy booking. Bliss herself is now part of it. To understand how significant this moment is, we need to rewind. Back in January 2023, WWE had real plans for Bliss. She was supposed to return to the dark side, teaming once again with Bray Wyatt and Uncle Howdy in a major storyline arc. But real life got in the way. Her pregnancy was announced. Wyatt tragically passed away. WWE was left without its creative mastermind, and Bliss was put on the shelf indefinitely. The storyline was frozen in time. When Bliss eventually returned at the Royal Rumble, it was a major moment, but what was missing was a direction. She didn't align with anyone. She wasn't involved with the Wyatt Six. The door was left open, but nothing happened, and that's when speculation ramped up again. Reports started to circulate suggesting WWE still wanted to pair her with the Wyatt Six, but was that still a good idea? At first glance, maybe. There's a shared history, a shared visual language. Bliss's most compelling and creatively daring work came during her time with Bray Wyatt. Fans still remember her transformation, the swing set promos, the possession-style storytelling, the duality of her twisted and innocent personas. It was bizarre, but it was captivating. Some fans felt her reunion with the Wyatt Six could revive that same magic, but others, including many within the wrestling community, weren't convinced. And here's why. The Wyatt Six, despite their chilling entrance and fanfare, have struggled to make an impact. After their debut, the buzz faded quickly. Their feud with Chad Gable had shock value but no real payoff. Gable was taken out in storyline only to return almost immediately, undercutting the entire angle. The group felt directionless. Even the visual presentation, smoke, flickering lights, unsettling promos, couldn't mask the fact that the Wyatt Six hadn't found their groove. Individually, the members of the group are talented, no doubt. Nikki Cross has a championship pedigree, Bo Dallas has the lineage and history, Eric Rowan is a capable powerhouse, but none of them have reached main event status. none have the aura or psychological depth that Bray Wyatt brought to his characters. And that's the elephant in the room. Without Bray, is the Wyatt Six really the Wyatt Six? Or is it just a tribute act without its leader? This is where the concern about Alexa Bliss comes in. If WWE pulls her into the faction, is she being used to elevate a mid-card group that hasn't yet proven itself? Bliss is a top-tier performer. She has the ability to carry storylines on her own. She doesn't need a faction to be relevant. In fact, some would argue that putting her in the Wyatt Six would be dragging her down, not lifting the group up. It risks becoming a lopsided relationship where Bliss gives her star power but gets nothing of value in return. There's also the creative shift to consider. The original Bray-Alexa alliance wasn't supernatural in the traditional sense. It was grounded in psychological trauma and dual personalities. It was disturbing, yes, but it wasn't filled with magic powers or ghostly forces. It had layers. The Wyatt Six, however, seems much more supernatural. They live in the shadows, speak in riddles, and act like horror movie characters. It's hard to see how Bliss's previous character fits into this new mold unless WWE totally reinvents her again. And that might not be what's best for her. Bliss has range. She's proven she can do dark and twisted, but she's also funny, charismatic, and razor-sharp on the mic. She doesn't need face paint and horror effects to get over with fans. She can talk, she can wrestle, she can perform in high-profile matches. That should be the focus. But now, she's said the magic words, 100%. That's what's changed the game, whether fans like it or not. The reality is this: WWE listens when top stars speak, and if Bliss is open to the idea, truly open to it, then there's a good chance WWE moves forward with it. Especially now. TKO, WWE's new corporate parent, is all about profitability, and nostalgia sells, merchandise sells. Anything connected to Bray Wyatt still moves numbers. WWE might see this as a business opportunity, not just a creative one. That's where the risk comes in. If WWE rushes into this without a solid plan, it could backfire. Fans have a deep love and respect for Bray Wyatt's legacy. If they sense WWE is exploiting it instead of honoring it, there could be major backlash. And worse, it could hurt Bliss's momentum. If she's thrown into a floundering faction and the storyline flops, it could take months, maybe years, for her to rebuild. Still, there's a chance this could work. If done right, Bliss could become the glue that holds the Wyatt Six together. She has the talent, the name recognition, and the emotional connection to Bray Wyatt that could give the group the depth that's missing. But it has to be executed with care, with intention, with the kind of creativity that made the original Wyatt universe so memorable. For now, WWE hasn't confirmed anything, but the door is open and fans know it. Bliss's comments have reignited the speculation, and WWE, whether you love their booking or not, knows how to read the room. They'll watch the reaction, they'll test the waters, and if the buzz keeps building, you can bet they'll try to capitalize. So what happens next? That's up to Triple H and the creative team, but also up to Bliss. She's the X factor. If she decides this is the right move, not just for tribute, but for her own evolution as a performer, then this reunion might be more than just a rumor.